Did you know that woodpeckers hoard acorns? Wonderful, isn't it? Welcome back to the show. Crinoids are marine animals that make up the class Crinoidea, one of the classes of the phylum Echinodermata, which also includes the starfish, brittle stars, sea urchins and sea cucumbers. Those crinoids which, in their adult form, are attached to the sea bottom by a stalk are commonly called sea lilies, while the unstalked forms are called feather stars or comatulids, being members of the largest crinoid order, Comatulida. Adult crinoids are characterized by having the mouth located on the upper surface. This is surrounded by feeding arms, and is linked to a U-shaped gut, with the anus being located on the oral disc near the mouth. Although the basic echinoderm pattern of fivefold symmetry can be recognized, in most crinoids the 5 arms are subdivided into 10 or more. These have feathery pinnules and are spread wide to gather planktonic particles from the water. At some stage in their lives, most crinoids have a stem used to attach themselves to the substrate, but many live attached only as juveniles and become free-swimming as adults. There are only about 600 living species of crinoid, but the class was much more abundant and diverse in the past. Some thick limestone beds dating to the mid-Paleozoic to Jurassic eras are almost entirely made up of disarticulated crinoid fragments. The basic body form of a crinoid is a stem and a crown consisting of a cup-like central body known as the theca, and a set of 5 rays or arms, usually branched and feathery. The mouth and anus are both located on the upper side of the theca, making the dorsal surface the oral surface, unlike in the other echinoderm groups such as the sea urchins, starfish and brittle stars where the mouth is on the underside. The numerous calcareous plates make up the bulk of the crinoid, with only a small percentage of soft tissue. These ossicles fossilize well, and there are beds of limestone dating from the lower Carboniferous around Clitheroe, England, formed almost exclusively from a diverse fauna of crinoid fossils. Crinoids are passive suspension feeders, filtering plankton and small particles of detritus from the sea water flowing past them with their feather-like arms. The arms are raised to form a fan shape which is held perpendicular to the current. Mobile crinoids move to perch on rocks, coral heads or other eminences to maximize their feeding opportunities. The food particles are caught by the primary tube feet, which are fully extended and held erect from the pinnules, forming a food-trapping mesh, while the secondary and tertiary tube feet are involved in manipulating anything encountered. Specimens of the sea urchin Colossodaris micans found in the vicinity of the crinoid Indoxocrinus parry have been shown to contain large quantities of stem portions in their guts. These consist of articulated ossicles with soft tissue, whereas the local sediment contained only disarticulated ossicles without soft tissue. This makes it highly likely that these sea urchins are predators of the crinoids, and that the crinoids flee, offering part of their stem in the process. Crinoids are not capable of clonal reproduction as are some starfish and brittle stars, but are capable of regenerating lost body parts. Arms torn off by predators or damaged by adverse environmental conditions can regrow, and even the visceral mass can regenerate over the course of a few weeks. This regeneration may be vital in surviving attacks by predatory fish. Crinoids are dioecious, with individuals being either male or female. In most species, the gonads are located in the pinnules, but in a few, they are located in the arms. Not all the pinnules are reproductive, just those closest to the crown. The gametes are produced in genital canals enclosed in genital coelums. The pinnules eventually rupture to release the sperm and eggs into the surrounding sea water. In certain genera, such as Antedon, the fertilized eggs are cemented to the arms with secretions from epidermal glands. In others, especially cold water species from Antarctica, the eggs are brooded in specialized sacs on the arms or pinnules. Most modern crinoids, i.e., the feather stars, are free-moving and lack a stem as adults. Examples of fossil crinoids that have been interpreted as free-swimming include marsupites, Sacocoma, and Euentacrinus. In general, crinoids move to new locations by crawling, using the cirri as legs. Such a movement may be induced in relation to a change in current direction, the need to climb to an elevated perch to feed, or because of an agonistic behavior by an encountered individual. Crinoids can also swim. They do this by coordinated, repeated sequential movements of the arms in 3 groups. At first the direction of travel is upwards but soon becomes horizontal, traveling with the oral surface in front. Swimming usually takes place as short bursts of activity lasting up to half a minute, and in the comatulid Florimetra at least, only takes place after mechanical stimulation or as an escape response evoked by a predator. I am very glad that you have spent some time for these wonderful animals. Keep it up. See you pretty soon.